You walk into your backyard, and instead of seeing just plants and grass, you're transported into a magical outdoor sanctuary that looks like it belongs in a high-end garden magazine. Every corner tells a story, every space feels intentional, and your neighbors can't stop asking for your decorator's contact information. What if I told you that 25+ simple decoration ideas could transform your ordinary outdoor space into an extraordinary garden paradise? And the best part? Most of these cost less than a dinner out, but create impact that lasts for years. Hey garden lovers! Welcome back to Daily Garden Fix. I'm your host, and today I'm sharing the exact decoration secrets that professional landscape designers use to create those jaw-dropping outdoor spaces you see in magazines. I've organized these ideas from budget-friendly basics to absolute showstoppers, and you need to stick with me until the very end because decoration number 25 is so stunning. It literally stops people in their tracks and costs less than $20 to create. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm constantly sharing design secrets that transform ordinary gardens into extraordinary outdoor living spaces. Decoration 1. Solar Pathway Lights, the instant elegance. Starting with decoration number 1, solar pathway lights. And these little beauties are the fastest way to add instant sophistication to any garden space. Here's what most people get wrong. They scatter lights randomly instead of creating intentional patterns. The secret is using odd numbers and creating rhythm. Place lights every 6 to 8 feet along pathways and use groups of 3 or 5 around focal points. I learned this trick from a landscape designer who charges $10,000 for installations. She told me that strategic lighting makes even the most basic garden look professionally designed, especially at night when imperfections disappear and magic happens. Choose warm white LED lights over cool white. They create a more inviting, restaurant-quality ambience. The best part? They charge during the day and automatically illuminate at dusk, giving you effortless evening beauty. Plant them slightly off the direct path edge for a more natural, organic feel that mimics high-end resort lighting. Decoration 2. Decorative plant markers, the personal touch. Number 2 is decorative plant markers, and these aren't your basic plastic tags. We're talking about garden jewelry that adds personality while serving a purpose. Vintage spoons bent into stakes, hand-painted stones with plant names, or wooden signs with beautiful calligraphy. These small details make huge impacts. They show that you care about every aspect of your garden, not just the plants themselves. Here's a designer secret. Use consistent materials and colors throughout your markers to create cohesion. If you choose copper, use copper everywhere. If you go with chalkboard paint, stick with that theme. The key is making them part of the design, not just afterthoughts. I've seen gardens where the plant markers are so beautiful, people photograph them as much as the flowers. You can make these yourself for pennies, but they add the kind of thoughtful detail that makes visitors think you hired a professional garden stylist. Decoration 3. Decorative garden stakes, the vertical interest. Decoration number 3 is decorative garden stakes, and these are game changers for adding height and movement to flat garden beds. Metal sunflowers, colorful glass orbs, or whimsical butterflies on sticks. These create vertical interest and draw the eye upward, making your garden feel larger and more dynamic. The trick is grouping them in odd numbers at varying heights. Don't line them up like soldiers. Cluster them naturally like they grew there. A professional designer taught me to think of them as garden punctuation marks that add emphasis to important areas. Choose stakes that complement your garden's personality. Rustic gardens need weathered metal or wood, while modern spaces call for sleek glass or contemporary sculpture. Place them where they'll catch morning or evening light for maximum impact. The shadows and reflections they create add another layer of visual interest throughout the day. Decoration 4. Garden stepping stones, the pathway perfection. Number 4 is decorative stepping stones. And these transform boring pathways into works of art that guide visitors through your garden like a treasure hunt. Forget plain concrete circles. We're talking about mosaic masterpieces, engraved natural stone, or even DIY creations using leaves pressed into concrete. Each step becomes an opportunity to surprise and delight. Here's the professional secret. Space them according to natural walking stride, about 24 inches from center to center. Too close and people feel rushed, too far and they feel unstable. I love creating themes with stepping stones. Herb gardens get stones with herb names carved in. Butterfly gardens get butterfly mosaics, and Zen spaces get smooth river rocks arranged in peaceful patterns. The beauty is in the journey they create. Instead of rushing from point A to point B, stepping stones encourage people to slow down and notice the garden details along the way. Decoration 5. Wind chimes, the musical magic. Decoration number 5 is wind chimes. And these add the often forgotten element of sound to your garden design. Good chimes turn your outdoor space into a sensory experience that engages more than just sight. The key is choosing chimes that complement your garden's mood. Deep, resonant tubes for Zen spaces, bright tinkling for cottage gardens, or bamboo for tropical themes. Each creates a completely different atmosphere. Placement is crucial. Hang them where they'll catch natural breezes but won't annoy neighbors. Near seating areas is perfect because the gentle sounds mask traffic noise and create a peaceful bubble of calm. A feng shui expert taught me that different metals create different energy. Aluminum is bright and cheerful, brass is warm and grounding, and bamboo is peaceful and natural. I position mine where they'll catch different breezes throughout the day, creating a changing symphony that marks the passage of time in the garden. Decoration 6. Decorative bird baths, the wildlife magnet. Number 6 is decorative bird baths. And these serve double duty as both stunning focal points and wildlife magnets that bring your garden to life. Modern bird baths go way beyond basic concrete bowls. Think glass mosaics, natural stone basins, or tiered fountains that create multiple levels of interest. The sound of trickling water adds another sensory dimension. Here's what most people miss. Placement is everything. Birds need clear sight lines to spot predators. So position baths away from dense shrubs, but near some cover for quick escapes. Add a solar fountain pump for movement and sound. Birds prefer moving water, and the gentle bubbling creates a spa-like atmosphere for humans too. The bonus is watching your garden come alive with wildlife. Cardinals, finches, and butterflies turn your decorative element into live entertainment that changes throughout the seasons. Decoration 7. Garden mirrors, the space expanders. Decoration number 7 is garden mirrors, and this is where we get into serious design magic. Mirrors don't just reflect light. They create the illusion of space and add mysterious depth to any garden. The trick is treating them like windows to secret gardens. Frame them with climbing vines or position them to reflect your most beautiful plantings, essentially doubling your garden's visual impact. Weather-resistant mirrors designed for outdoor use are essential. Regular mirrors will quickly deteriorate. Look for acrylic versions or properly sealed glass with outdoor-rated frames. A landscape architect showed me how to angle mirrors to reflect sky and trees, creating the impression of looking into another dimension. It's like adding a portal to your garden that makes even small spaces feel expansive. Position them where they'll catch morning or evening light for the most dramatic effects, but avoid spots where they might create blinding reflections. Decoration 8. Decorative planters, the style setters. Number 8 is decorative planters. And these are the difference between a garden that looks planted and one that looks designed. The right containers can make $5 plants look like $50 specimens. Material matters enormously. Terracotta for Mediterranean vibes, weathered wood for rustic charm, sleek metal for modern spaces, or colorful ceramics for cottage gardens. The planters set the entire mood. Here's a designer secret. Group planters in odd numbers at varying heights to create visual rhythm. Use risers, plant stands, or stack smaller pots on larger ones to create levels of interest. Choose planters that are proportional to your plants, but also to your space. Massive urns in tiny gardens look ridiculous, while tiny pots in large spaces disappear completely. The key is thinking of planters as sculpture that happens to hold plants. They should be beautiful even when empty, and spectacular when filled with the right plantings. Decoration 9. Fairy lights and string lights, the magic makers. Decoration number 9 is fairy lights and string lights. And these transform any garden into an enchanted wonderland once the sun goes down. The secret is layering lights at different heights and intensities. String lights overhead for ambient lighting, fairy lights woven through plants for sparkle, and pathway lights for safety. It's like creating a three-dimensional light sculpture. Warm white LEDs create the most magical atmosphere. They're like permanent fireflies dancing through your garden. Avoid harsh, cool white lights that feel clinical and uninviting. A professional event designer taught me to think in terms of light zones. Bright areas for activities, medium light for conversation, and soft twinkle lights for romance and atmosphere. Solar-powered options eliminate the need for outlets and extension cords, making installation infinitely easier while being environmentally friendly. Decoration 10. Garden sculptures, the artistic statements. Number 10 is garden sculptures, and these turn your outdoor space into a personal art gallery that reflects your style and personality. The beauty of garden sculpture is that it works in every season. When flowers fade and plants go dormant, sculpture provides year-round focal points that anchor your garden design. Scale is crucial. Small sculptures get lost in large gardens, while oversized pieces can overwhelm intimate spaces. The rule is that sculpture should be prominent enough to be noticed, but not so large it dominates everything else. I love sculptures that interact with plants, metal frameworks that vines can climb, or abstract forms that complement rather than compete with natural beauty. Position sculptures where they'll be discovered gradually as people move through the garden. The element of surprise makes even simple pieces feel special and intentional. Decoration 11. Decorative garden fencing, the boundary beautifiers. Decoration number 11 is decorative garden fencing, and this transforms necessary boundaries into design opportunities that add structure and charm. We're not talking about basic chain link here. Think copper lattice panels, bamboo screens, or wrought iron designs that become garden art in their own right. Low decorative fencing defines spaces without blocking views, creating garden rooms that feel intimate while maintaining openness. It's like adding interior design principles to outdoor spaces. A landscape designer showed me how to use fencing as living sculpture by training climbing roses or clematis to grow through and over decorative panels. The fence becomes the foundation for vertical gardens. Choose materials that complement your home's architecture for cohesion, or deliberately contrast for dramatic effect. Either approach works if it's done intentionally. Decoration 12. Water features, the tranquil centers. Number 12 is water features, and these add the magical elements of sound, movement, and reflection that transform gardens into peaceful retreats. You don't need expensive installations. Simple bubbling fountains, wall-mounted water spouts, or even large decorative bowls with small pumps create significant impact for modest investment. The sound of water masks traffic noise and creates a sense of privacy and tranquility. It's like having a natural white noise machine that also attracts birds and beneficial insects. Position water features where you'll spend time relaxing, near seating areas or outside windows where you can enjoy the sight and sound from indoors too. Solar-powered pumps make installation simple and operation cost-free, while battery backup options ensure continuous operation even on cloudy days. Decoration 13. Garden arches and arbors, the dramatic entrances. Decoration number 13 is garden arches and arbors, and these create dramatic focal points that frame views and define spaces like outdoor architecture. Arches work magic by creating the sense of moving from one garden room to another. They frame whatever lies beyond, turning ordinary views into picture-perfect scenes. Material choice dramatically affects the mood. Rustic cedar for cottage gardens, sleek metal for modern spaces, or classic white vinyl for traditional designs. Each creates a completely different feeling. Train climbing plants over arches for living architecture that changes with the seasons. Roses, clematis, or even annual vines like morning glories create spectacular seasonal displays. Position arches to frame your best views or most beautiful plantings. They work like picture frames that make everything beyond them look more special and intentional. Decoration 14. Decorative mulch, the finishing touch. Number 14 might surprise you. Decorative mulch. This isn't just functional. It's the finishing touch that makes the difference between amateur and professional-looking gardens. Colored mulches, river rocks, decorative gravel, or even shredded glass create different moods and textures. The key is choosing materials that complement your overall design theme. A landscape contractor taught me that consistent mulch throughout the garden creates unity and makes plant beds look intentionally designed rather than randomly planted. Different areas can have different mulches for variety. Fine gravel around succulents, rich bark around perennials, and decorative stones around water features. The texture and color of mulch affects how plants appear. Dark mulch makes bright flowers pop, while light-colored gravel complements silver foliage beautifully. Decoration 15. Outdoor garden art. The personality expressions. Decoration number 15 is outdoor garden art. And this is where your personality really shines through. We're talking about pieces that make your garden uniquely yours. Metal wall art, ceramic garden totems, painted rocks arranged in patterns, or even repurposed items turned into art. These elements tell visitors who you are and what you love. The key is choosing pieces that can withstand weather while maintaining their beauty. Look for materials specifically designed for outdoor use, or treat DIY pieces with appropriate protective finishes. Group smaller art pieces for more impact, or use single large statement pieces as focal points. Think about how gallery curators arrange exhibitions. Spacing and positioning matter enormously. Art should complement your plants, not compete with them. Choose pieces that enhance the natural beauty rather than overwhelming it. We're halfway through our garden decoration journey, and I hope you're getting excited about transforming your own outdoor space. If you're loving these design ideas, smash that like button and let me know in the comments which decoration has inspired you the most so far. The second half includes some absolute showstoppers that will make your neighbors think you hired a professional designer. Decoration 16. Pergolas and gazebos, the outdoor rooms. Number 16 is pergolas and gazebos, and these create actual outdoor rooms that extend your living space into the garden while providing stunning architectural interest. Pergolas work like outdoor ceilings, defining spaces and providing frameworks for climbing plants. They turn open yards into intimate gathering spaces perfect for dining or relaxing. The magic happens when you train vines over pergolas, grapes for edible beauty, wisteria for spectacular spring blooms, or roses for romantic fragrance. You're essentially growing your own outdoor ceiling. Gazebos provide more shelter and create perfect focal points for larger gardens. They work like garden jewelry, beautiful from the outside and functional from within. Position these structures to take advantage of views while providing privacy from neighbors. They should feel like natural extensions of your home rather than afterthoughts. Decoration 17. Fire features, the gathering magnets. Decoration number 17 is fire features. And these extend garden season while creating natural gathering spots that draw people together like magnets. Fire pits, chimeneas, or even simple fire bowls transform cool evenings into cozy outdoor experiences. There's something primal about gathering around fire that makes any space feel special. Position fire features away from overhanging branches and on stable, fireproof surfaces. Surround them with comfortable seating at conversational distances, about 6 to 8 feet from the fire source. The glow of fire creates incredible ambience while providing warmth for shoulder season enjoyment. It's like having a flickering sculpture that serves multiple purposes. Consider both wood burning and gas options. Wood provides authentic crackle and aroma, while gas offers convenience and consistent flame control. Decoration 18. Hanging baskets and planters, the vertical gardens. Number 18 is hanging baskets and planters, and these add the often overlooked dimension of overhead beauty that creates true garden magic. The secret is thinking in layers: ground-level plantings, eye-level shrubs and perennials, and overhead hanging displays that create three-dimensional garden rooms. Choose baskets that complement your overall design theme, and don't forget about the chains or hangers. These are visible elements that should be attractive too. Vary heights for visual interest, and consider what the baskets look like from below. You'll be seeing the undersides as much as the plants themselves. Use trailing plants for natural cascading effects, but include some upright elements for variety. The goal is creating living sculptures that change and grow throughout the season. Decoration 19. Garden benches and seating. The invitation to stay. Decoration number 19 is garden benches and seating, and these do more than provide places to rest. They create invitations to pause and actually enjoy your garden. Position seating to take advantage of your best views, whether that's a spectacular flower border, a water feature, or simply a peaceful corner where you can watch birds and butterflies. The style of seating sets the garden's mood. Rustic wooden benches for cottage gardens, sleek metal for modern spaces, or ornate wrought iron for formal designs. A landscape designer taught me that seating should be comfortable enough to actually use, not just pretty to look at. Add cushions or choose benches with backs for real comfort. Consider creating multiple seating areas for different times of day. Morning sunspots, shaded afternoon retreats, and evening gathering areas each serve different purposes. Decoration 20. Decorative containers and urns, the statement makers. Number 20 is large decorative containers and urns, and these work like garden sculpture that happens to hold plants. They're statement pieces that anchor design schemes. The key is choosing containers that are beautiful enough to stand alone, even when empty. They should complement your garden style while being substantial enough to create real visual impact. Use large containers to create focal points at pathway intersections, garden entrances, or the corners of patios. They work like punctuation marks in garden sentences. Group containers in odd numbers for the most pleasing arrangements, and vary heights using plant stands or pedestals to create visual rhythm and movement. Fill them with plants that complement the container style. Formal urns call for structured plantings, while rustic containers work with loose, naturalistic arrangements. Decoration 21. Garden lighting features, the mood setters. Decoration number 21 is specialized garden lighting features beyond basic pathway lights. We're talking about uplighting, spotlights, and accent lighting that creates drama and extends garden enjoyment into evening hours. Uplighting trees create spectacular silhouettes and shadows that transform familiar daytime views into mysterious nighttime landscapes. It's like having different gardens for day and night. Spotlight key features like sculptures, water fountains, or specimen plants to create focal points that draw the eye and create visual hierarchy even in darkness. The secret is layering different types of lighting: ambient light for overall illumination, task lighting for safety, and accent lighting for drama and beauty. Choose warm color temperatures that create inviting atmospheres rather than harsh, clinical lighting that makes gardens feel cold and uninviting. Decoration 22. Decorative garden screens, the privacy creators. Number 22 is decorative garden screens, and these solve privacy issues while adding artistic elements that enhance rather than hide garden beauty. Laser-cut metal panels, bamboo screens, or living walls created with climbing plants all provide privacy while serving as design features in their own right. Use screens to create garden rooms, hide utility areas, or simply add vertical interest to flat landscapes. They work like outdoor wallpaper that defines and decorates spaces. The key is choosing designs that complement your garden style while serving practical functions. Abstract patterns work in modern gardens, while naturalistic designs suit cottage styles. Position screens to block unwanted views while framing desired ones. They should enhance your garden experience, not just hide problems. Decoration 23. Mosaic and tile work, the artistic details. Decoration number 23 is mosaic and tile work, and these add incredible detail and color that turn functional elements into works of art. Mosaic stepping stones, tile planters, or decorative wall installations bring color and pattern that complement plantings while providing year-round interest. The beauty of mosaics is in their durability. Properly installed tile work lasts for decades while requiring minimal maintenance. It's a one-time investment in permanent beauty. You can create mosaics yourself using broken pottery, glass, or purchased tiles. The imperfections of handmade pieces add character that machine-made decorations can't match. Use mosaics to add color during seasons when flowers aren't blooming, or to tie together color schemes throughout the garden space. Decoration 24. Decorative edging, the clean lines. Number 24 is decorative edging, and this is the detail that separates amateur gardens from professional-looking landscapes. Clean edges make everything look intentional and well-maintained. Move beyond basic plastic edging to materials that add beauty while defining spaces. Natural stone, decorative metal, or even planted borders using low-growing perennials. Proper edging prevents grass from invading flower beds, while creating clean lines that make maintenance easier and results more polished. The curves and lines of edging create the garden's bones, the underlying structure that holds design together even when seasonal plants change. Choose edging materials that complement your hardscaping and home architecture for cohesive design that feels intentional rather than random. Decoration 25. Garden rooms and themed areas, the ultimate transformation. Our final decoration is the ultimate game changer, creating distinct garden rooms and themed areas that turn single gardens into magical journeys through different experiences. Herb gardens with Mediterranean themes, Zen corners with Asian influences, or cottage garden sections with romantic English vibes. Each area tells a different story while contributing to the overall garden narrative. Use different decorative elements to define each space. Specific color palettes, unique materials, or distinctive plant selections that create clear transitions between areas. The magic happens when visitors feel like they're discovering secret gardens within your garden. Each turn reveals new surprises and different moods. This is where all the previous decorations come together. Lighting for one area, sculptures for another, water features for a third. Each room gets its own personality while contributing to the whole. A master landscape designer told me that the best gardens feel larger than they actually are because they contain multiple experiences and discoveries. Before we wrap up, here are 5 bonus decorations that deserve honorable mentions. Decorative stakes and tutors. Elegant plant supports that work as sculpture even when plants aren't growing on them. Garden flags and banners. Seasonal decorations that add color and movement while celebrating holidays or seasons. Decorative mulch patterns. Creating designs and patterns with different colored mulches or stones for artistic ground coverage. Upcycled garden art. turning old furniture, tools, or household items into unique garden decorations that tell personal stories. Living sculptures, topiary, trained fruit trees, or shaped shrubs that blur the line between plants and art. Each of these adds personality and style while serving practical or aesthetic purposes in garden design. With these 25-plus decoration ideas, you have everything you need to transform your outdoor space from ordinary to absolutely extraordinary. The key is choosing decorations that reflect your personality while serving your garden's practical needs. Remember, great garden design isn't about using every decoration possible. It's about choosing the right ones for your space, style, and budget. Start with 1 or 2 ideas that excite you most. Then build your garden's personality gradually. The best part? Most of these decorations improve with age and weather, developing patina and character that makes them even more beautiful over time. Which of these decoration ideas spoke to your designer soul? Are you excited about creating garden rooms with different themes? Ready to add magical lighting for evening entertainment? Or maybe you're inspired to turn functional elements like edging and mulch into artistic statements. Drop a comment below, and let me know which decorations you're planning to try. Share photos when you start implementing these ideas. I love seeing how these concepts work in different gardens and climates. If this video inspired your inner garden designer, smash that like button and subscribe to Daily Garden Fix. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our weekly design tips and decoration ideas. Next week, I'm sharing my complete budget garden makeover guide. How to create a designer look for under $200 using smart shopping and DIY techniques. You won't want to miss those money-saving secrets. Follow us on all social media platforms for daily design inspiration, quick decoration tips, and seasonal ideas that keep your garden looking magazine-worthy year-round. Remember, your garden should be a reflection of your personality and a space where you love to spend time. These decorations help you create that perfect outdoor sanctuary that welcomes you home every single day. Thanks for joining me in the garden today. And here's to creating outdoor spaces that bring joy, beauty, and peace to your daily life.